Hi, this is Natalie with the Vintage Cross Stitch Niche, bringing you another video. I think there's going to be a giveaway associated with this video, and I'm saying that straight off because that'll be my first time doing that. And I'm not sure what the giveaway is going to be, but I have to think about it. By the time the video is over, I will have shown you the giveaway. I think I know what it's going to be. So we have a bunch of stuff to show you. We have a giveaway going on right now in honor of reaching 900 members on the Vintage Cross Stitch Niche Facebook page. And it's a real pretty giveaway. And in order to see it, you have to go to that page. So that should encourage you. But anyway, today's Wednesday, and the drawing will be on Friday. So today's the first day back after the hurricane scare, and I'm going to say it's a scare because we really didn't get very much. We got some rain and a little bit of wind. And I have one tree down, it's a banana tree, and they go down if you blow on them. So that's it. Nobody was harmed, no damage. Everybody got a few days off. The Bahamians, unfortunately, they are not as lucky as we are. I'm not going to use the word luck. I'm going to say blessed. They're not as blessed. And I'm going to bring some canned goods, and there's a whole list of stuff they need, including dog food, batteries, whatever. I'm going to bring them a whole bunch of stuff to a drop-off point, and I may also donate a little bit of money. If you are in Florida or one of the southern states like Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, Delaware, that has not been harmed by this hurricane but could have been, it's not a bad idea to give a little bit of money, even if it's $5. Whatever you give is better, is something. And giving in thanks, almost in thanks of it not being you, is the right thing to do. So anyway, enough said about the hurricane. We did a dry run, and luckily we're fine. So I usually start off with what I'm working on and what I've finished. I do have a finish, Bah Humbug. I've showed this to you before, done in Raven and Bing Cherry. Raven is a Gentle Arts and Bing Cherry is Classic Colorworks, as you can see. The Raven is one of my favorite blacks because it's got a lot of green in it. So it's a dark green and black. I don't know if you can see that. Probably not. But it looks really good. I just like it. And so I did the Bah Humbug on my own linen. It's a low count. I thought it was 27. It might even be less. It might be 25 or 26. I don't think it's 25. I think it's 26 or 27. I did it with 3 strands over 2 threads. 3 over 2. Is it a little crease? Yeah, there is, but that's okay. And I love it. I think it's awesome. I think it's going to look great with some cranberry fabric on the back. This is just from Joann's, some cranberry fabric. There's nothing vintage about it. It's just basic. So let's hold that up. And I have to do something vintagey. I love this antique lace. I'd love to put a piece of antique lace on one side. I am not good at this. And make it sort of into an oblong pillow with the antique lace. My God, I'm butchering this. With the antique lace. Can you see? Can you see that? And I'm going to put it in this. And make it sort of an into an oblong pillow with the antique lace. My God, I'm butchering this. With the antique lace. Can you see that? And, I, 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 can you see that? And, the cranberry is backing, and it does not need any other edging. It does not need when you have a piece of lace. My goodness, I'm struggling with this. Let me see if I could maybe fold this up and so you get it better. Maybe that's better. I just want you to get the idea. I'll show this to you when it's done. I've got so much stuff at the finisher. She has not. So that's just backing, but an oblong pillow that says Bah Humbug with a piece of antique lace on this really antique looking linen. I'm very, very pleased. So I put this in a bag together so I can bring it. I did offer this as rack, the Bah Humbug, and first I said I'm going to give it to somebody who wants a piece of my linen, because I thought that would be nice just to say, hey, get a piece of linen and you get this for free, but nobody contacted me, so I'm just going to give it to her. She was disappointed when I told her about the linen, so she'll get that. This is the same linen. Again, I cut it in half going the long way. And there is the freight check on the ends, just to show you this is not coming apart. It is awesome. Freight check. And I do it over newspaper. Some people commented that if you put the freight check on the newspaper comes off. It really doesn't, and it doesn't stick to it as long as you let it sit there. Sort of the same concept of having a fry pan and you put a steak on it, and if you try to move the steak right away, it might stick to the pan if it's, let's say, a cast iron pan or something that's non-stick, or a more like a I forgot the name of it, a carbon steel pan. But if you let it sit there a while, it almost lifts off. It's the same with this, so it won't stick if you let it dry. Anyway, this is the other half of that piece of linen, and I wanted them to be companions, so I'm thinking about doing the Yule, and then I'll use the other piece of lace for this Yule as well. This one comes with a second little ornament thing, so that's cute, but I'm just going to do a Merry Yule. And I picked out a different one for this. This is Cherry Wine. I love that color, it's so pretty. So once again, Cherry Wine on my linen, maybe with a piece of that lace. I would like to get this done rather quickly. That only took me a few days, but then again I was like 2 days, not even a day and a half. But then again I was home for the hurricane. I'm usually not stitching for hours like that, so it's relatively quick, and this one will be quick too. Even quicker. It's all one. It's pretty simple. I don't know if you can make it a real long pillow and just put that on the end. I don't know, but I'm very pleased with that. So I have one finish to show you, and that is Bah Humbug. And obviously, if you've been watching these videos, you'll know Bah Humbug, what it means to me. Hannah Carter, once again, beautiful Hannah Carter. Let's see, it's in a roller frame now, so I'm going to have to show you to take it out. One nut, I'll show you how quick it is to get it in and out of the 2 nuts. Hopefully don't drop them. 3 nuts. I just dropped one of the pieces, but that's okay. 4 nuts. And I'm just going to take the ends off. We can keep it on the roll and show you what we've done so far. Looking really good once again on my own striped dyed linen. There are 2 other people on my Facebook group page. I'm going to say our page because it belongs to everybody, that are also doing this on my linen that I sent them. I can't wait to see it. Not quite a stitch along, but almost there. So I'm very pleased with this. The one little snag is that I ordered some green for the tree. See that tree? I ordered green. And I also, in this space, like over here, I was going to put my initials and maybe my kids' initials in there. It's kind of a big space. and I was going to do it in the green, and I took the green that I had, and it was so light you couldn't see it. So I ordered some more greens. I actually went on 1-2-3 Stitch and went to Gloriana's section and randomly picked a few greens. They didn't have all the greens, in fact. Probably half of what I would have chosen, well, they were out of. Apparently Gloriana's in high demand. And I could tell you why. It's amazing, beautiful to work with, and I've worked with needlepoint silk and Arswa, however you pronounce it. I know, I'm sorry I'm butchering it, but you know which one. And I've worked with those, and I think Gloriana's the easiest to work with. It just is. So anyway, I didn't like the green. You couldn't see it. It just didn't show up that I picked, and that was the Dinky Dyes. So I ordered, I think, 3 different greens, a little bit deeper. I haven't seen them in person. I wish I could have. The cross stitch cupboard just doesn't have a lot of silks in stock. She can order anything, but I really just wanted them to come to the house. I mean, that's an hour for me to drive down there, and if I just randomly order it, it's easier for me just to get it this way. And see, it's already back in. And so I ordered 3 different deeper greens, and we'll see how each one looks, and of course I'll keep you posted. Once again, Hannah Carter by Shakespeare Peddler. An absolute enjoyable, fun stitch, and so far it looks beautiful. Okay. New finds. Well, first I'll show you a find I already showed you, but the updated version of it. Do you remember I showed you this beautiful flower frog? It wasn't shined up, and I just took a little silver polish to it. Hold on, let me put that in. Apparently there's a trick to it because, okay, there we go. And it looks really much nicer now. It's a beautiful flower frog. So I wanted to show it to you shined up and how pretty it looks, and I think it looks real pretty. So I have another flower frog. I never collected them until I saw them at a girl named Mary's house, and I was like, oh, I love those, I have to have them. Well, let me show you some other vintage finds. Some more Enamelware. I don't have the space for this, so I'm probably going to sell it. I couldn't walk away from this. I thought it was great. I thought the price was really good. And it says made in Yugoslavia, just to show you. This is not a modern reproduction. I don't know how old it is. It probably has a little bit of age to it. It's not an antique for sure. Their sizes, this one says 1.5, I guess maybe 1.5 liters probably. They don't use quartz in Yugoslavia. And this one's a number 30 bowl. It's a big, beautiful bowl. An awful lot of people have these wash basins sitting on their cross stitch cupboards. So, and this one's got real pretty decoupage. And it's the real deal. It's not the made up one. So I bought this because, once again, if I see something, it's a very more than fair price. In fact, if it's a great price, and even if I don't need it, I know I could sell it to somebody else, post it on the page, or somebody will watch the video and then contact me, and I'm sure I could sell this what I paid for it, and somebody else could benefit rather than going on. I looked on eBay; those go for about $60 plus shipping, a lot. So I'm not going to sell it for that, but it's going to be a lot less. But I thought that was nice. Let me show you 2 other things. This is a mid-century modern dish, and I like the little handle. I think that's awesome for your needlework supplies. Put your scissors and your needles and whatever whatnot. And what's great about this one, and unusual, is that it's in a fall pattern, it's leaves. It's really pretty. Because usually they make a lot of these sort of Christmassy. I've never seen one in a beautiful fall pattern. There is some crazing on it, which is consistent with the age. This is probably 50s or 60s. It's mid-century modern. It could be anywhere from 1950 to 1980. But real pretty. Once again, if nobody contacts me that they want it, I'll keep it. I just like it. In fact, I may just not sell it at all. It's in really good shape. I mean, there's maybe itty bitty flea bite. I mean, I can barely see it. But that's pretty, I like that. So I got that. I thought that was unusual and different. Let me get the other two items. Oh, sorry, I have them on the ground here. A real nice candy dish that is a depression glass. I wasn't sure if this was reproduction or not. When I say reproduction, was this made in the Depression era, or is it a glass that's made by a known glass manufacturer? The quality is too good to be a dollar store item. It's too nice. On the other hand, it's in beautiful condition, like mint condition. And I think the pink glass is awfully pretty. So I think that's beautiful. See how shiny it is? Faceted, just a very pretty dish. Once again, people use these. I think they look great if you make a pin cushion. You got to be really careful if you make pin cushions in glass, because you're going to be able to see stuff from the outside, which is not a big deal. But it's so pretty. And this is pink glass through and through. It's not like it's painted on pink. Some modern stuff, they sort of spray it. Like they'll take clear, cheap glass and spray it with some sort of coloration. And the way you know is it comes off. I bought a few things from Target for the bathroom that were just like that. I put it in the dishwasher and the color came out. I was like, oh, how cheap. But the real deal, they make it out of actual pink glass. They put some chemical or some sort of something in the glass, and I used to know what they would put in glass. I don't remember, but I used to know what elements they would put in glass to get the different colors. And this was molten glass that they put into a mold. Real pretty. So I think it's real pretty. One more find. That's my husband making faces at the window if I start to laugh. If I turned this around, you'd be dying. Anyway, Mr. Pumpkin. I'm talking about repurposing. So this pumpkin's interesting. And I first glanced at it, I'm like, eh. And then I looked and see that it says Upco USA. So right off the bat, it's made in the U.S. How many Halloween decorations are now made in the U.S. out of clay? Somebody molded this and cut it or whatever. None. Maybe a few, but very few. So once I saw it was made in the U.S., I said, okay, this is a good item. And how do you use this? Well, you certainly could put your scissors in here. Why don't I only have one? Oh no, here's two pairs. You could put scissors anywhere. And you can have something sitting, all your scissors for the holiday sitting in a pumpkin, right? You could put ribbon inside or something else. When you sit it here, you can put whatever coming out of his mouth. Maybe tape, a tape dispenser. In the meantime, for the holidays, you have a great item. So this is what I'm talking about, vintage and repurposing. I mean, you probably could put, actually, you could put many scissors in here. You could probably put 2, 4, 6, probably 8 scissors in here, not even counting this. Anyway, I thought this was a great find. When I saw it, I was quite impressed. So my pumpkin. So we're getting a head start on Halloween, and this is a nice Halloween to be repurposed pumpkin. Let me go put him away. see, we'll put them on the mantle for now. Is that it for vintage finds? Yep. I do have some other new stuff to show you. I do not have any new charts as of today. I will have some new charts in the future, but I do not have any today. But I do have something from Teresa Mellon of Delaney. And it is, I put these on my page. She made it, and I bought it. It's a measuring tape, a pumpkin measuring tape. There we go. You have to press the nose to get it back in. So she cross-stitched the front. This does not look hard to make. She cross-stitched the front. She put fabric on the back and on the sides. Delaney Woods made this. And I bought it from her. She sold out of these. There's something called something mercantile. I will post a link to it on here, and that's how you buy it. And it was sent to me really pretty. She's got this little cat tag with a rusty bell. And this is fabulous. I love it. Love it so much. I keep looking at it saying, how do I make one of these? I mean, this is just nice. She got a pumpkin colored linen, and then, I don't want to steal her design, but I'm looking at this, and what's great about it is that it was made by a really talented designer, and this is one of a kind because they all look a little different. So I was very pleased to get one of those. Thank you for sending that to me. Once again, I did purchase it. It was not a freebie. So I did have somebody send me some free items, which was very nice. They're in the other room, but she sent me some of the little clips. I should have brought them in here. I don't want to walk in the other room, but they're little mitten clips that go on here and pull your fabric that way so that it's tight when you have a long piece of fabric or a difficult to stretch fabric. And she also sent me 2 needle minders, so I thought that was really sweet. So if you're watching the video, thank you so much, and I'm very, very appreciative. I do have the needle minders here, which I'll show you. I put them in my little needle minder pile. But those needle minders are amazing. So that she sent me because they mean a lot to me. Just like the needle minder on here. Once again, was a little gift. This one from Lenore. And Lenore is one of the Palm Beach Stitchers. We're sort of a small fledgling group of people that get together and stitch. In fact, the last Stitch Together was supposed to be this past Saturday, and of course the potential hurricane got in the way, and we've rescheduled to the end of this month. So we are going to have that again, and I hope to get those girls to film with me. What else to show you? I do have more to show you. Another find, now that I'm staring over here to show you, is this big, beautiful piece of fabric I found. This is truly vintage fabric, and it's gorgeous. It's just a piece of fabric. That's it. And it's definitely a cotton twill, a heavy cotton. So I thought this was beautiful. So I picked that up. And that whole big piece of fabric was $3. I was like, yes. So I got that really nice, unused, brand new fabric. And that is vintage. I've never seen And it's thicker than the stuff that you would normally get at Joann's, which is nice. So I'm thinking for backs of pillows and things, it would be really lovely. I did show you this last time, Alleluia. And the only reason I'm showing it to you again is this is my last piece of hippie foot. This is the linen that was used to make this. I did not make this linen, although I wish I did, because then I would know how to make it. My last piece, which is not for sale, and this happens to be 40 count. I believe I stitched that on 36 count, but this is 40 count. And this is Kitten Stitcher Hippie Foot. Hippie Foot. I hope that the color is showing. It's a grayish color. Quite a bit of movement in the fabric. And it's perfect for this prim project. It's just perfect. So I look at it, and she doesn't make it anymore, and I said to myself, well, how could I make this? So I'm going to experiment. It's basically got grays, but I only use natural dyes on mine, so I'm sure it has some food coloring. But just beautiful. Anyway, I dug it out because some people had inquired about it, so I wanted you to see Hippie Foot. And no, it's not made anymore. Once she's done making her fabric, it's done. Unless she maybe brings it out again. I think she sort of experiments with it, makes a bunch, and then sells it, and that's it. I actually sold the rest of the fabric I had. I had one called On the Barbie, one called Oz, and I had some Hippie Foot, this is a half. I had another quarter of Hippie Foot, which I sold to somebody who wants to make Alleluia, just like mine, and put it on one of these shaker boxes like mine. So when she said she wanted that, I said, okay, let me dig it out and see if I can find it for you. So I'm real happy. Let me go put this away so the cat doesn't pounce on it. Okay. Oh, I'm looking around. I have a lot of stuff to show you. What should I go to next? This is so fun. My head's racing because I always have something new. I have an entire video devoted to making needle minders. And what I did was I had a lot of fun making these needle minders. I have an entire thing of needle minders here. And I had some fails and some not fails. And I show how to make them and how to look at items and figure out the best way to make the needle minders. And I did it as a live sort of video, meaning there's no editing, and you get to see my fails and you get to see my successes and learn from them. So I am going to post that. I haven't posted it yet, but I am going to post that. But I'm going to go through these and show them to you. My favorite one is actually, I'm going to call this my scissor minder. Oh, gee. Which I've been using on here. This one, oh no. Pulled my needle out. This one is actually got two magnets. The reason it's got two magnets is because I didn't think this small magnet was, this magnet was strong enough. So I added another magnet, and then I have this ginormous button, and I glued a magnet on here. And this is such a strong needle minder that it actually holds my scissor. This is my favorite one. So stronger magnets, bigger magnets equal scissor. Well, needle holders too, but scissor holders. So I'll show you what else I thought was fun to make. I had this old necklace I got at an antique show. I never wore it. It was a choker. It's got beautiful red glass beads. They're not plastic. They're glass. And I took it apart. Sacrilege, but I took it apart and I used it to make this needle minder. And it holds great. See, I have a magnet with a button on it, and I go over how to choose the right buttons, and this glass, and this is real antique. So cool looking. I loved it. Here's another one. This angel, and I show you what I mean. The angel did not have the proper area to put the magnet on, so I had to sort of improvise. As you can see, the back's got a little concave. And hold on, where's the back of this? they're all sticking together. Let's see, where's the back of this one? I gotta find it. Here you go. So you've got that one. I think that's the back. Needle minder. They all stuck together, so now it's hard. This is a scissor minder because this one is strong enough to hold a scissor, just to show you. Definitely strong enough to hold a scissor. And this one's got, once again, these big magnets. And let's see what else I made. Let's see. Here's another one of those real big ones with the humongous button on the back. Is that it? Another angel. I had a fail one here too. Should I show you my fail? Oh, sorry. Here's another one of those glass bead ones. So pretty. So these are all vintage pins that I took apart. Or vintage everything. None of these are new items. They're vintage. Except for these. These are, somebody made these wood things. But I'll show you what the lovely person who sent me the needle minders. Now, she sent me these. Isn't that pretty? She also sent me this one. This is all, she said, sea glass. She didn't put a button on hers, so they stuck together. There's no reason to have a button other than I think it's easier to grab with one, so I think I'll put a button on hers. But that was so lovely of somebody to send me these. I was so happy. So thank you. That was very, very nice. Anyway, there's a whole video on that. I have quite a bit of stuff here. This is an unwrapping of a... I'm back. I don't know if you heard that. That was my husband cutting wood. I'm like, here I am in another room shooting a video. I'm like, you're cutting wood. They can hear that. He's like, oh, you can hear that? I was surprised too. But anyway, it was distracting to me, so I said it. It's definitely going to show up on this video, so I wanted to make sure. Let's go back. Anyway, I bought a mixed lot of fabric. This is how it came today. I bought this for a good price, and I'm going to go through it with you, because some of these I've never heard of, never seen. Fortunately, they're all small pieces. I wish they were bigger, but this one's called Autumn Time, and it's by Country Stitch. I have never heard of Country Stitch. So you're seeing these at the same time I'm seeing them. Pretty. Once again, Autumn Time. It is really pretty. It's got blues in it and browns. It's like an eighth. 40 count cedar plank by Lakeside. Most people have seen this. This is, you know, it's amazing. Sometimes you get one piece to another and they look completely different. This is much darker than I've seen before. It almost has a purple tinge, but it's gray. 40 count Lakeside cedar plank. Let's see, there's a 40 count bittersweet in here too. Also Lakeside. I've never, I've shown that to you before, just to show it to you again in case you... Bittersweet. It's got a pink tinge, which I think some samplers look real nice on that. Dames of the Needle, Miguel's Navy. Of course, it's navy. Dames of the Needle, Pumpkin Spice, limited edition. Once again, I've never seen this. Dames of the Needle, Aged Saffron. What did I see that was done on this recently? This aged saffron. I saw something recently. But anyway. It's pretty. It's khaki color. Greenish tinge. R&R Vineyard Mist. Never seen this. Reminds me, it's not white. It reminds me very much of Lakeside Maritime white. Just I wish I need something white. White. Here. That's white. As you can see, it's not. Anyway, that's called Vineyard Mist. Legacy Linen Champagne. This I have seen before. We've got some Xjudesigns Dark Hazelnut. Xjudesigns 32 count Old Linen. Oh, I gotta open this to see what it looks like. Old Linen. How pretty. Her stuff is so pretty. I'm gonna have to sell some of my linen. I got too much linen. I'm gonna have a big linen sale one of these days. This one is called Dark Beige Gray. Once again, Xjudesigns. And it's more khaki. Old Mill Java 40 count, which is really pretty. Wild Honey Legacy Linen. Wild Honey is very pretty. It's an oversized piece. This is hand-dyed by Stephanie called Sassenach. Oh, that's pretty. It's very pretty. I don't know if this would look good. This would look good on that. No, too much, too blondy. Xjudesigns, this one looks familiar. Sheep? No, I've never seen it. Hope you can see it. It's called Sheep. It's real subdued, it's very pretty. And then there's a few just random small pieces in here. Wow, I can't believe all this linen I got. It was a lot. You see lots of linen bid on them because you never know, you can win them. Then it's a mixed lot. I didn't know what was in it. And then you get to open it and you get excited and see what you've got. You've got quite a bit of linen in here. Some of which I'm going to sell because I don't need all this linen. These are just some little itty bitty pieces, and I could tell you what these are. These are little itty bitty pieces. These are all made by, I forgot the name of it. It's on Xjude. It's not Xjude, it's on Etsy. Anyway, I forgot the name of it, but it's from Italy. But I know this designer. I just know the look of it. Very pretty. These are little ornament-sized pieces that she threw in here. That was fun, wasn't it? Just opening up a thing of linen and saying, surprise, what's in here? That's pretty cool. So let's see, what am I up to now? I have a few more things I want to do. I want to have a little segment called Through the Stache, where I'm going to go through stuff in my stash. And then today I'm going to show you the punch needle, the Fresh Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher magazine, the fall edition 2019. This is hot off the presses, just came out. Just came out. So I do want to show that to you. And I do want to read from Dickens. Should we stop? Should we read from Dickens? Yeah. Random. 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 Okay. Oh, a wonderful pudding, Bob Cratchit said, and calmly, too, that he regarded it as the greatest success achieved by Mrs. Cratchit since their marriage. Mrs. Cratchit said that now the weight was off her mind. She would confess she had had doubts about the quantity of flour. Everybody had something to say about it, but nobody said or thought it was at all a small pudding for a large family. It would have been flat heresy to do so. Any Cratchit would have blushed to hint at such a thing. At last the dinner was all done, the cloth was cleared, the earth swept, and the fire made up, the compound in the jug being tasted and considered perfect. Apples and oranges were put on the table, and a shovelful of chestnuts on the fire. Then all the Cratchit family drew round the earth in what Bob Cratchit called a circle, meaning half a one. And at Bob Cratchit's elbow stood the family display of glass, 2 tumblers, and a custard cup jug without a handle. These held the hot stuff from the jug, however, as golden goblets would have been done, and Bob served it out with beaming looks while the chestnuts on the fire spattered and crackled noisily. Then Bob proposed, "A Merry Christmas to us all, dears. God bless us," which the family re-echoed. "God bless us, everyone," said Tiny Tim, the last of all. It's amazing that I randomly picked that passage because it's exactly what I was talking about when it comes to being thankful. 2 things. One is they were thankful that they had pudding. So apparently their dessert, their pudding, and come Christmas, I'm going to make a pudding and show you guys if I'm still doing these videos. I hope I do. Back on subject. I'm going to make, they had obviously a small pudding. In many of the movies they show that it's a small bird. They don't have enough food, but they're grateful for the food they have. And they're just grateful for everything. So how can we extrapolate that? Well, we should be grateful that what we have, that we have family. Yeah, maybe it's not perfect. Maybe you lost some work, and maybe you did all this work on the yard and you hurt your back putting up shutters or whatever, but you're here and you're fine. And then as far as size doesn't matter, they were grateful for the small pudding. They were grateful for having 2 glasses to share among the family, that they could each have a little bit of the Christmas alcohol, hot drink, whatever it was, hot wine, mulled wine or whatever. And that if you give, and even if it's a little bit, that people are grateful, and that's okay. You don't have to give a lot. You don't have to give it all. You can give of yourself. You can volunteer. Amazing that I happen to pick that passage today. Oh, gives me shivers. All right, I'm going to leave punch needle and primitive stitch to last. I have 2 more things. I'm going to call these, 3 more things, because I'm going to announce a giveaway for this video. I just thought about what it could be. So first off, I want to show you things I have kitted up. I've had this kitted up a while. It's called Let Freedom Ring by Lila Studio. It's so pretty. I did kit this up way before I was making my own fabric, and this is Ligonier Latte 36 count by R&R, which is lovely, which will look very pretty with this. That can't be the called for, is it? Doesn't look in it yet. Classic Homespun is the called for, which I think I like better. I think I like that tinge better, so I think I'll go through my stash to find something. I don't think I'm going to do this on striped linen. No, not at all. But homespun, I do have homespun. I don't know if I have big enough. And I'm not going to pull the colors out, but these are the colors. Very muted and beautiful, beautiful colors. Let's see. These are all Floss Supplies, The Gentle Arts. There's a lot of gentle arts in here. Apparently the DMC that's called for is not in here, just gentle arts. Awful lot of gentle arts. Very interesting. It leads me to wonder whether or not this is all meant for this. I have to go through this because it's a mixture of DMC and gentle arts, unless I just pulled all gentle arts, just in Classic Colorworks in here too, just to do this. Very weird. I don't know why I would do that. But these colors are all pretty, no matter what they are. Calico Kitty End of, yeah. These are the gentle arts that belong here, but there's also a whole bunch of DMC. I have to pick this one out. But anyway, it's from the pile of stuff to do. This is just breathtaking. I've seen it done and it was lovely. Got this from the cross stitch cupboard. So I don't think this is a big, nice big piece of fabric, but I don't know if it's going to be this piece because I think I like the hue of that better, but we'll see. Let freedom reign. Just beautiful. Now I have to keep this out because I have to reevaluate, see why I'm missing the DMC. I put it away. I thought I had it all. And then we have Sweet Land of Liberty, and the one I was going to do is called Salute to Abigail. Red, white, and blue. There's a HBO miniseries that you can easily find on, it's on Prime, I believe, Amazon Prime. And it's called John Adams, and it's about John Adams' life. Fascinating. Just fascinating movie. So anything with the Adams, after watching that, I really enjoy. This has got the Thread Gatherer's silks. Apparently there's 4 colors of silk, and we're missing a color. I hate pulling stuff out. Why am I missing a color? Espresso Cream, Madeline's Locks, Stormy Skies, and Patriot Blue. So we're missing. This is 2 for 2. How is that possible? See, I must have pulled it for something else. But anyway, now I'm going to order it. But anyway, there's only 4 colors. And you get the idea. This is Mink by R&R. 36 count. And I like it. Really like it for this. In fact, as soon as the holidays are over, I'm going to start stitching this one. It's so pretty. I think the mink works very well. As much as I like my own, I like the hue of the mink. And once again, this is 36 count. I got this also from the cross stitch cupboard. 36 count mink. I can't believe I got to keep this out now because I'm missing a color. Did it drop? I had these put in a pile that everything was ready. That's okay. Last and not least, we have Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher magazine, hot off the presses. An amazing magazine if you have not ever seen it. And it's well worth the subscription price. I'm only going to show you the cross stitch. This is Salem Mass by Joyce Reed Folk Art. Isn't that cute? Now that would look amazing on my linen, because my linen is pretty much that linen. Just to show you. This is Eye of Newt by Nicole Franklin of Knickies. I like how it's on a mason jar. And her called for fabric is, what is it? Dames of the Needle. Names of the needle fabric. Doesn't say what color though. Smashing Jack. Okay. And this is No Good for Man or Beast by Lindy Stitches. Fabric is Weeks Dye Works Dove. And this is Enter If You Dare by Isabella Abbiati of the Primitive Hair. I love the fabric. It's her own fabric. Wow. That's awesome. That fabric is called Dark Spell. Fabric makes that. This is by Barbara Anna called Autumn Valley. Fabric is Osnaburg. Osnaburg is an uneven weave fabric, just to let you know. It's not very expensive. Uneven weave means the fibers are not going, they're not square. They may be going in slightly different. This is real pretty. This is by Nerdin Canber of Twin Peaks Primitives. This one is called Tradition from Ancestors. It's a Halloween. Amazing to me how some of the designers from Europe actually do the nicest American motifs. It's real pretty. Twin Peaks. Oh, what is the color she used of fabric? She did that on Vintage Country Mocha Ada. It's nice that they have some Ada things. Oh, my favorites. Rebecca Noland of Lucy Bean, called Jack O' Pincushion. Nice. Jack O' Pincushion. This one's called Pumpkin Bird and Tulip by Teresa Miller of Teresa's Primitive Treasures. It's on Country Mocha 36 count linen. This is another one by Joyce Reed called Harvest Blessing. It has a really old school feel. Looks like stamped cross stitch actually. Fabric being linen of choice. I like that. This is Vanna Pfeiffer's The Twisted Stitcher. This is her finish that she teaches you how to make. I'm not going to show you because you have to buy the magazine to see it. But that is her teaching lesson. Isn't it cute? Just a, I don't know. There's new ads in here. There's an ad from Dutch Mania by Just Keep Stitching in Twin Peaks. And it's some sort of contest they're having. Fiber Talk, Gary Parr. I find he has a soothing voice. I like his way of doing things. Down Sunshine Lane, Needle Case Goodies. There's some I've heard of. Kaniki, Stitches and Things, The Attic. Something on the Galleria. What great classes they have at that Galleria. I was looking at them. Anyway, this is awesome. She's calling it says summer 2020, but it's not summer, it's fall. It's the fall issue. I don't know why it says that here, but it's the fall 2019 issue. Oh, that's last issue. Haha. My last issue's next year. But, fabulous. So, here's the giveaway. Here's the giveaway. I have a lot of linen, so the giveaway will be your piece of, you get to choose a piece of linen from here. You'll have to tell me. You'll have to watch the video, and you'll have to tell me which piece of linen you want. And the way you're going to enter is you're going to say something underneath in the comment section that says, I know some of them don't like to say I enter, but how about I enter and I would like so-and-so linen because, use because, I want to stitch a fall project on it, or I love that color, or I've been looking for that color, or I have some Christmas project in mind, or if you have a designer, or, oh, that's perfect for, whatever you want to say, and tell me which piece you want and why you want it. And in my next video, I will announce the winner. And it will be randomly chosen, I promise. I just use those random generators. And I'd like to thank everybody that watches my videos and comments. I'd like to thank you for helping to make it possible for me to make more videos, because if I don't hear from people and people don't want to watch these, I'm not going to make them. And right now I've heard from people, and really nice people have even messaged me on Facebook and asked me questions, asked me about different things. And it's been fun. It's been fun. Oh, one last thing. Primitive Stitcher asked me on my last video in the comment section what I was talking about when I said I had ordered antique black Gloriana and that silk, and what what was I talking about, and I sort of got sidetracked. What I was talking about is 123 Stitch said I needed 8 skeins, so I ordered 8. Right, 8 skeins. And guess what? On 40 count linen, I'm going to finish that entire sampler with 1 skein and have some left over. So if you do this sampler, it'll be 1 skein. And you do it on 40 count or 36, it'll be 1 skein. Just an FYI. Anyway, that was the answer to that. Thank you for watching. Enjoy your evening. Be thankful for everything good that's in your life. And have a great night. Keep stitching from my home to yours.